How are we doing, guys? Good evening. And hello. Time for the opening round. We'll be starting off with the pro count. Going on, Michael? RJ? Getting Nade, welcome in. I think you guys were about a three-way tie there. Thank you, Geek. Good to see you as always. Thank you, Roger. All right. We'll check the bag real quick. I like the quarterback here in pro for this hole. Hey, you know what? Big top or 4, I can make this play. I forget that this account leveled up that quickly. Thank you, Dave. What's going on, James? Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Quentin. What did I do? Don't need that. We got it up. I need my game. That's the important part. And switch balls right off the bat, so hopefully they don't make me mess with it. Gonna go Kingmaker just to increase our odds on that second shot. Could easily go pro or even, sorry, go Titan or even less here. But we'll be safe. Thank you, Craig. Opponent first. All right. The wind certainly favors the right play on this shot, but gonna go for it. I went quarterback on my qualifying round in pro. So I know how that turns out. I want to see how this turns out in pro with these wins and such. Did Big Topper an expert? An expert, it might play 20%. With the higher wind, it might be more important. With the lower wind, I feel like 10% you get away with it. Pretty simple, 2 rings. Let's get rid of that. I think we need quite that much curl, a little less. Glad to cut back on that. What's going on, Santos? Hey, Vic. Glad to see you in here. Know exactly who you are. So we can get a jump on it. So we're going to keep the 10% adjustment for shooting over water. And we got the sniper. No, not at all. I just know who you are. I'm on the 19th many times a day. If you frequently, even semi-frequently post, I will likely know who you are. I'm not even using my lovely grid that I like. I gotta put that in. It should be a little less. I didn't measure what I needed. Cut back on the power. Hopefully it's the right amount. A little hot. Still safe, but a little hot. Turn that on now so I don't forget. It's possible. Are you doing, so I do full top and it's like 1 3/4 bar left because you can't quite get two left spin in with the full top, but you must have that full top. So if you're doing that, then it should be like 80% curl. 80% of the club's available curl, I should say. All right, we'll start with an eagle. I mean, it works however you want it to work, really. It's just some lines. It doesn't do anything. Yeah, I was watching the game earlier myself. The game and Jesse at the same time. Multitasking, but I had to let the lady take over the TV. I don't need it for this hole, but I'm just planning ahead. The grid is on the Golf Clash Notebook app. It's built in, so you can toggle it on and off. And I tend to prefer it when it comes to lining up my measurements and stuff. Drop. Drop. Yeah, all right, there we go. I just feel like it really helps making precise movements up and down. That's the biggest thing with it for me. You know, like the take shot button is accurate enough for getting my spot. You know, if I want 4.3 rings, I can get 4.3, but then sometimes I slightly pull off to the side. Just the tiniest bit, but that little bit matters. So that shot is pretty straightforward. For backspin, I like about a half a bar of right spin. Aim just right side of the cup. Aim true 1-to-1 with the wind and cross your fingers. The left horizontal line is to make sure you are completely north and south with your wind. So it runs next to the wind arrow. I have done it occasionally, Michael. Don't get me wrong, but that's because we're talking a year-ish of habit. Thank you. Appreciate it. But we're going into possibly the worst hole of this tournament. So it's a good place to get the extra drop going into the hole, you know, right before it. So we'll definitely take it. Probably stick with the power 3. I truly believe it is. As far as I'm aware, it is currently still not available. It got taken down. It's a long story. Not really my business to spread why anyways. It's nothing wrong or anything. Just, you know, internet's being internet's kind of thing. But they should be back. QB Sniper on this hole is not a bad play if you've got the ball. It would not be fun if you were trying to play with a power 1 ball, because you'd really have to blast that QB. That being said, you got a power 3 ball, QB will work here. Oh, get the hell out of here. See, this is also why this is good. So I can come up here and do it that way. Great's going to probably hurt with this club. We got lucky there. We got a little lucky. Well, all right, Vic, thanks for stopping in. We'll definitely catch you in the future. We know from this distance will likely be sniper shot. And you really got to get on this. If you use an app like this in general, you're going to probably want to be on this, but try and get as much information input before. Like, I'm actually going to change this to 15. I've been wanting to try that. Get as much input as you can before the hole, before your shot. So now all I got to do is enter the wind. We're good. I can minimize that. And we're, no, actually, I'm incorrect because we're Saturn here, but that's nice and easy to change. Saturn right at max. I think that 15% is too much. That wind plays kind of funky. It's not like it totally messes up your actual shot, but it does seem to move the bounce more. So if you over adjust, it won't be corrected, but if you under adjust, you'll miss, you know, in that case I'd miss left. Or potentially clip the rough or something there. That's not a bad goal. You've got a lot of information to go off of. A lot of, you know, a lot of us do share information. We do talk to each other about the holes and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean we come to the exact same final conclusion of how to play it either. We will do things slightly differently. Just off of, you know, play styles are always going to be different between individual people. You don't really want to be completely mimicking somebody anyways. You'll play your best game if you play naturally, just using the best information given to you. Oh, he was already gone by the time he had good luck, but oh well. It's a thought that counts. 4. Drawing a blank. Gotta look at it real quick. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Sniper 8 probably could do it, but on this particular hole, I feel safer with the Guardian. There's nothing worse than rolling down this hill, and you want to do everything you can to prevent that. Sniper 9 or 10, you're perfectly fine. The backspin will get you there. See what balls we've got to work with. 3 Oceania, so those are definitely being saved. Hat tricks. So, definitely don't want to use either of those. We're going to stick with a Kingmaker for now. Got plenty. We'll win more. Decent wind resistance still. Thank you, Jojo. Thank you, Craig. Welcome in. Yeah, I gotta say, James picked a good channel name. Truly did. Very fitting. Very fitting. So we're down at the min. Come up here so I can see what my adjustment's doing. We want to come in just at the end of the fairway there, because it's actually going to go a touch longer. Minimize that. 3.9. I'm right in about there. And I'm going to give it just a touch of right curl. That right curl is to hopefully prevent any risk of going down the hill, even if I was short. Thank you, Jeff. Ah, yes, finally. Been meaning to catch you and paying attention at the same time, but boom. And boom. Oh, really? It just got interesting, eh? I've got a couple players in on my main fantasy league. I've got Aguilar. And I have Jones on defense. And I've got Bryant as well, Atlanta kicker. I haven't checked my score since, I don't know, 45 minutes ago, I think. Something like that. It is PPR. My opponent has Julio, though. I'm playing the toughest person in my whole... at least I should say the toughest predicted opponent of the whole league tonight, so... Or, well, this week. Ooh, yeah, those are tough, RJ. I know those. They hurt. You gotta kind of hope for like a shootout, but Phillies D also gets like 4 interceptions as well as a defensive touchdown, you know, or a kick return or something. Thank you, Steven. Hole 5. All right, I know what hole this is. Going for it. I'm going to try it out. Haven't tried it yet. We're trying it. I did try the slice before, but just with a Kingmaker. We're going all in. This is the time to test things. You don't want to be testing in the weekend round, so... We're on a solid start. I can afford to take a risk. It's not a super huge risk, because the distance we're going to get anyways will likely put us in reachable range, almost no matter what. Packers-Bears Sunday night. Don't forget about them Bears. All good, James. If anybody says anything that you need to hear, I'll try to catch it and read it aloud for you. Lately you have, yes, lately you have. The Bears are finally on an upswing, I think, so. They had a very sneakily good defense last year, and we just picked up Khalil Mack, so we should have a really strong defense. Woo, way off on that one. It's all right. What's up, Tim? 13, I will try it. I did 10. Oh man, you can't be closer. Wow, James. Yeah, it should be in their ad. But that is, again, that's exactly why the risk is worth it there, in my opinion. Very nice, Orlando. I love it. You got to still really understand what you're doing for it to work properly. But that being said, I think it's an incredible little tool. Sorry, buddy. You get the free money. Between the grid and the auto rotate built in, it's enough right there to convince me it's worth it. Because really, these numbers should not be your set in stone anyways. They should be references. You should know how to play the wind outside of the ring movement. You know, if you're not predicting anything but the ring movement, nothing will ever go in anyways. So you still got to really know what you're doing. But I do like it. I feel like it's the equivalent of charts, except I can have every chart I need built in right there. So I don't have to click around and move around and find weird things like sheets of paper or flip through a notebook or, you know, use this thing, which it got a little cumbersome at times. You know, if I'd scroll down the list, I'd lose track of my clubs, things like that. So I do really like it. Got to go for it again. Big topper play. Open the pin chest. Always open the pin chest. Not a bad one. Definitely not a bad one. I have certainly had worse. Just making sure I'm not... Sometimes I click the club to look at it and don't actually select it. So if you ever see me look twice and you know I just changed it, that's why. I would rather be safe than sorry. Gonna go 4 here, I believe. Any chance I can use these without having to overpower is the time to use them, in my opinion. So make sure that wins parallel with that line. Go our 2.4, go right to the target. little bit of finger cross action. It looks like it should be good. Excellent. So if I go in and I click on this right there, now I have auto rotate built in. You can't really tell on there because there's a thing, like here, hold on, I can actually fix it so you can see. So you can see it's actually rotated out. Because the way my screen's built, I have that little section blocked off. But auto rotate is built into the app, and it'll override Golf Clash. You don't need a secondary app to get landscape mode. All right, so we're like at min, micro min, so we only need about a ring of movement here, if that. So we're just gonna come up right around there. Boom. Not yet, chef. Typically I would do 1 tonight and 2 tomorrow. I have to work tomorrow, so I may only get 1 in live stream. So one of my rounds may be just privately played, unfortunately. I did that, I think it was Tuesday night, Quentin. I did the exact same thing. I went and played Tour 10 on my main account with Big Topper and Big Dog in. Did not play out well. Appreciate it, Brandon. Take it easy, man. We'll talk to you soon. It's fortunate that they still get the birdie, even though they kind of really messed up there. I work at a furniture store, kind of like the warehouse end. It's a talking to Randolph. It's called Rare Finds New Rustics. It's like crazy reclaimed wood and metals from India that they make in a factory. They turned it into furniture in a factory over there, and my boss gets it wholesale, shipped over in containers, and sells to the public and also sells to other stores. I absolutely do, Zach. Absolutely. You can reach from anywhere off of that hole if you miss. It's not a pretty shot, but you can fortunately recover the birdie almost guaranteed no matter what you do there. And you still do have the chance for eagle even from hitting from the bunker. So I think it's worth it. Because if you can get that chip in eagle like I just got, it's going to pay off. We're going to go QB here. And stick with Kingmakers for this round for the par 3s. Do a 10%. And the QB. It's close. That one was close. Not using that ball. Pass just a bit there. And we're going to curl just a bit to counter that wind. We don't need too much. Get in the hole. Oh, so close. So darn close. It like rounded the cup. Very nice, Zach. There's a lot of ways you can play this hole. Pretty much all that is required is 3 to 4 backspin, depending on your spot selection, basically, with the driver. And some good spin on the ball and a little bit of curl, and you're in good shape. It's a pretty accepting hole of most clubs. What's going on, Derek? This is the Golf Clash Notebook app. It is unfortunately, temporarily, currently not available, but hopefully within the next 2-3 days, at worst, we're hoping it'll be back up for people. I say we're hoping because I'm just a huge supporter of it, and I'd like to see it succeed, and I'd like to see a lot of people get it because I feel a lot of people's games would greatly benefit from this app. One thing I really do like about it is it actually forces you to learn the elevation changes. Because if you put in, let's say, 10% and you find you did your measurement perfect and you hit perfect and it was still off, well, then it was more than 10% or less than 10%, and you can tweak it until you find that exact number that is right. You can start really learning what's happening on the course in each specific hole. So it's definitely a tool to help you improve your game, even if you're a skilled player. Where's the battery at? Plug it in way in advance. Hole 8, all right. Can't remember if I went extra mile or Thor Pro. Problem with I'm a mental note taker, and for the most part, I do just fine with that. Every once in a while, I run into a thing where I can't remember if I went for the extra distance or if I went for the accuracy. I know I've got the balls to make up for the distance, so I'm going to keep the accuracy. They both have the same amount of curl. I'm definitely going right in Pro. Expert, I'm still contemplating changing to the left route. If I have a bad shot at any point, I'll switch over to the left. Because the left is definitely safer, but the right is how you have the higher chance of eagle, in my opinion. It's controversial. That's kind of crazy. All right. It's like I predicted the wind. Should be good. Woo! I had not done that before. Not with the Thor Hammer 3 there. So clearly more than 10% overplay there. No, it was just, it overplayed more than the 10%. The room I thought I had, I did not have. Because I actually even dialed back the overpower like 5-10%, like just a touch to not be at full overpower. And it still barely hung in there. Because at the very end of the fairway there, it down slopes. And that down slope caused that bounce directly into the bunker. Not that this matters all too much, because we're going to be taking pretty much just a crazy shot in the dark here. Yeah, about there. I'm not going for a full power slice. I'm going for, you know, greenish area. It's about exactly where I was looking for. Got us up there. We have a chance at it. Yeah, Zach, just ignore mid, min, max, all that. Just, you'll likely be at min. Just measure it. 1 ring equals 1 mile an hour with the sniper. You will get there. It's something with the elevation, but rather than dialing in the exact elevation number, just know that that's how it works and you will be fine. If you'd like to sit there with the, see, that's another thing. You could sit there with the app and play with the numbers until you found out what that 1.1 was at min, or 1.0 was at min. Oh, we need to change this. Yeah, about mid here. I'd rather be a little under than over. So hopefully we don't end short. Just off to the right. Those hurt. I have Orlando. You just go directly, you play the same hole again in another shootout. Oh, everybody wishes that, Zach. You're not alone. We all wish you could just pick your holes to practice and just go at it. Pick your hole, pick your tee, pick your wind. But people would get too good at tournaments. Well, that sucks. We were off to a really good round here. Ugly par. Ugly par. How come my opponent never eagles when I'm about to par? Never works that way. The good news is we can still hit our minus 13 for the front, which is about where I'd really like to be anyways. I'm going to go power 4 on this one. We're going 30%. And we're going big topper 4. Not that it really matters, because we're not making exactly a wind measurement here. We're more or less just predicting where that ball is going to land from the wind carry to kind of get your trajectory and angle correct. And to make sure that you're not going into the rough. But that's still really hard to tell. I think that's 4-7. Let's put that down so I can see next time. I'm gonna go shell ball. Go just a touch of left. I'd rather roll left. We should be good. We've got more than 5 extra rings if we're off here, so this should be more than fine. Let her rip. So from here you can see that looks slightly uphill, just the slightest bit. So I'm going to go 5%. Thank you, Blue Dog. So crank that top spin up. We want to just clip this rough. We want to be right in there. That's about where we want to be. So that looks like about 30-ish% overpower. So right about in there. Oh, that's long. That's long. Oh, no. That sucks. The grid is included in the Golf Flash Notebook app. Nice, Geek. Very, very nice. Fortunately for us, this is just opening, and we've hit a few shots, so a couple bad holes doesn't kill us. Not that we want to do it, because you always want the best tiebreaker you can get. Especially if your opening round tiebreaker is good, then you don't have to worry about a bad qualifying round, which is what I had exactly. So tough. Oh, I want to turn that off while I'm not using it. Tough eagle save here. uphill sloping green with a sand wedge with headwind. Ah. Damn birdie. Well, yes, in the Play Store. It is currently unavailable though. They got flagged for whatever reason. So it's going to be a couple days. No exact known time, but it will be back. But yes, it is. It's Android only, unfortunately, at the moment as well. But it'll be in the Google Play Store. The app, yeah, I'm not sure if it was the app or the creator's account or what, but something was flagged. I don't want to really get into it because I don't know the exact details and I don't want to spread rumors. I'm not about that. It's not really my business, but I'm here to at least tell you it should be back. So, lesson on that shot, what we learned is no overpower. We're going to go no overpower next time. Because worst case scenario, I'll be rough. And rough is better than sand. I'd rather just not overpower it. I do want the big topper, but I do not want the big dog. Excuse me. Good to know. See, that's what I figured, but lack of ball guide can be teasing. And it was also the first time I brought the Power 4 there. I brought the Power 3 on the last time I went through that hole. And with the Power 3, I did need a little overpower. It wasn't much, but I did need it. Uh-oh. Yay. No, Jeff. Tim Olson's second account is Timbo. What's unfortunate is we have no hope but to just lay it up. It's almost a guaranteed birdie at best at this point. You're basically hitting the albatross shot for eagle. Yes, the rough bump is easiest straight on. Absolutely, for sure. I would say second easiest is the right side and the hardest is the left. They can all be made though. And pro winds definitely do favor the right drive. A quarterback right is super easy in pro. I'm being as aggressive as I can, essentially. It would work. You might need a power 4 ball. Well, that was fortunate. We got really, really damn lucky on that one. I'll take it. That's what I get for saying something earlier, I guess. I do. I have 3 dogs. It'd be funny if I was in his bracket and then he saw my score and he's like, damn it, I wish that guy didn't get a free eagle off me. Because it likely was a birdie. Very, very likely. Don't even really need that for this hole. Just on the right side of the cup. That wind nice up and down. Going exactly to 5. Dead center. Go about to almost 6 there. Oh, man. It's just short. But that was dead on line, so it was going in if it wasn't in. Would have been pretty nice to hit that twice in the same round. Three will get you there for sure, but you have the slight chance of hitting a little too hard if you're not dead center and coming out of the cup. With 4, you can be on the side of the cup and you'll still drop. I just needed my landing zone just the slightest bit further forward. How's it going, Sebastian? I am going to refill my drink and use the restroom real fast after this, after I forfeit this shootout here. So I hope you all give me just a minute. All right, I'll be right back. All right, we back. Hole 3, the lovely, the ugly. Ah, the buttons. There we go. Ooh, my music stopped. So I, unfortunately, well, I don't know if it's unfortunate, but I no longer listen to the same music you're listening to. I will try to add in more tracks to keep the variety going and stuff for you guys, but I needed my jams. I felt like I was lacking something, and it certainly feels like it's been helping tonight. Alright, gonna force close. I don't know if I even did that before I started in the first place, so I'm sure it won't hurt. Yeah, minus 24 definitely is not a bad score this tournament. You will need to shoot higher to place highly, you know, top 3. Likely at 24 won't even put you in the top 10 unless you have a pretty easy bracket, I think. We're going to see 26, 27 as a lot of the top scores, I think. But there's going to be a good handful of the 24s and 25s. So if you don't have the tiebreaker to beat them, it might not get you the top 10. But it's still definitely a good score, especially for opening round. See? Good thing we check. Check. That par and that birdie really sucked. Could be crushing it. That's all right. It's opening, and we're still doing good. We're on pace to definitely be in the weekend. That's really all you can ask for. Thank you, Tony. That shot's pretty easy peasy. With the wind we have in Pro, that's a super easy way to do it. It's just 1 bar of backspin, 3 to 4 bars right spin. You don't even need the backspin. I'm just more comfortable putting it in there because I know for sure I'm safe then. You know, it's not going to go a little right and go long if I happen to grate right, but it's still safe kind of thing. But you really don't need the backspin. You could get away with just some side spin. A little touch of curl to counter the bounce on the wind. But you can get your measurement dead on there. Oh, that's no good. Being sick is no fun. I've been there, though. Missing by a pube. I've been there. So there's our max right there. I love being right at max. That's the line we need. Got Saturn, we got 5-8. I still play that at 10%. 15 was a little odd. I hope. Nope, still a touch off. I tried to save him. Lord knows I wanted it. So that's strange. I think with the side wind it doesn't really overplay it. It maybe only overplays with head and tail. I'm going to go with no overplay next time through and see how it works. Poor guy. Yeah, I agree. At least in Pro with that wind direction, it seems to play pretty straight up. Maybe the bounce is slightly more affected, so maybe just aim the bounce a little right of the cup and play the wind adjustment true, and see how that goes. That's all you can do. That's why I say this. The app is kind of nice because it helps you kind of dial that kind of stuff in. And I've been hitting a lot of perfects, so that's a good thing to do in the opening round. Hitting perfects is important to calculating if you were right or if you need to adjust more or what was going on. Because come weekend round, you want to be dropping the shots that you can drop. Pull 4. I just cannot remember what hole this is. I don't know why. Oh yeah, it's the par 3. Maybe because I'm not used to a par 3, a par 4, and a par 3 feels funny. I mean, some people take desperate shots though when they know they've lost. They forget that it's a tournament and that you really just want to try and solidify your best score instead of trying to catch the opponent. Ah, yes. Like, what do I need to change? It's hard for me to remember that I need the Guardian because I'm not a fan. But on this account, on this hole, I'd prefer it. You will not hear me say that often. James is still listening. He probably chuckled a little bit. So I'm actually going to come up just a little bit higher. A little too much backspin, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Rolling down that green sucks. See, I knew James was listening. What is going on? The music keeps muting on me for some reason. Yeah, I think it's these headphones. I've literally like never even used them. Yeah, that's preference. In my opinion, they're truly about equal clubs. They both give and take a little bit. But it comes down to preference of what you want your club to do and what you, how you like approaching shots. My favorite in this tournament. It's tough. I would have to say maybe hole 5. I do love that hole. Even though I haven't played it well yet. I don't understand this because it's like it's disconnecting. But if I press play, it starts again. Weird. Speaking of, The funny thing is, if I played this shot normal, I may have dropped one by now. Who knows? But I'm going for trying to figure out the best advantage I can get. If I can get to wedge distance or short iron, then I want to. Yeah, hole 9's, it's a dooz. Easy to make a mistake on that hole. It's super long. Later, geek. Oh, when I left the gas dang Guardian in, good thing I probably won't need it. Alright, so we went 13. Still coming in way... I don't know what I'm measuring wrong there. Maybe how much... Maybe the wind's carrying it a lot further in. I may need to aim way further out in the first place. Might be the real problem. Not how many rings I'm adjusting. It's going to be a little bit tougher of a reach from there this time. Because I moved three rings out further, I'm going to be about 3 rings further distance from the pin. Well, I know that, but I added 10% from that effect. Like, I was eyeballing an extra ring or 2. I didn't actually like move my target to it or anything like that. Alright, at least we actually got up there plenty. That's unbelievable. The odd thing is, oh, I gotta take this off. My music disconnecting is what caused that. It was really weird and kind of just, the music stopping sporadically kind of messed with my timing. No excuse, but that's exactly what happened mentally for me there. Say it was the headphones is actually more likely than not my my phone. Bet you the headphone jack is messed up a little bit. Alright, we're gonna avoid that. As much as I like getting close, we're staying off of that fringe. We're only gonna go about a fourth of a ring here, or I'm sorry, 0.4 of a ring. That is so funky. Good save, good save. Earned my own save that time. It's a good score. Minus 26 is good. Thank you, guys. Apparently, I was gonna say, apparently he knew I forfeited. I like that. I definitely do like that. I like setting the pace for the banner, for the bracket. I'm actually going to give this just a second to cool down. Use my ice pack on the screen here for a second. It's getting a little warm. I'm actually going to grab the other ice pack. Hold on. Very last thing I want to happen is my tablet to die in the middle of a hole and forfeit it. That's, yeah, significantly cooler already. And onward. 6. Big top of time. And thin chest time. Not super excited about that chest. We went power 4. I did very much so like that. We're going to go with it again. It's going to be killing me to have to work tomorrow. Hoping I can get off nice and early so that I can get a stream in early in the day, and then hopefully, if there looks like there may be time, get one in the evening. We'll see. With my luck, it'll be crazy busy. Some of it's soothing. It's not all soothing. There's some that are a little more funky and stuff, but it's all generally like rock genre. I work in a furniture store, warehouse end. I move heavy crap all day. I like the camera angle. All right. Happy days, happy days. Yeah, no, not fun. Paycheck's okay. Hopefully it is temporary. Just a phase. Thank you. Oh yeah, that's the shot to take. That power four ball really makes all the difference, because not needing the overpower gives you a much better chance at hitting that perfect. I'm gonna even play this back a touch. I hate great shots. I did some college. I do not have a degree. I'm 33 years old. Unless someone pays for me to go to school at this point, I'm not going back. All right, par 3. I do like this hole. Oh yeah, in my opinion, you need at least one eagle there in the weekend to place first place. You need at least one. Likely, you're gonna need both. I know, I look very young. I get it all the time. You are not the first to tell me. But I was, in fact, born in 1985. What? All right, James, good job. Some speed adjustments there. Too high, come back down. Ugh. Slight bit too high. It's the only problem with that line. It's really aggressive. Because if you're off a little bit, you can easily go off that hill. Was that expert or masters, James? God, I hate the screen. So yeah, still very solid. I was just gonna say if it was Masters, then exceptionally solid. I haven't seen what the scores are looking like in Masters, but judging from the way the other divisions I've seen, I would have said insanely good. Still, very solid for tiebreaker purposes. If I can birdie eagle, I'm looking at the same, so. All right, so I set it. That's crazy. I'm surprised. I would have thought more people would know to bring in a distance wood. The thing is, I think most people don't realize the big topper play is a very good way for under-level clubbed people to get a very strong drive on that hole. You know, people with like an APOC 3, it's hard because they don't have the top spin to completely get the roll, so you need the distance, but that rough / bunker is right in the way of like a full blast power 5 ball. So it's kind of a tricky situation. I got a feeling the big topper word will spread, as well as people doing power slices and things of that nature. Unlucky, man. Crazy unlucky. No curl on that club. I don't mind going right in expert because I have an apocalypse and I can actually curl the ball like I need to. But it's just an awkward bounce distance with the top spin there, and everything is just not working out. I'm going to go left in pro, which is the division I would have normally said right is the easier of the two. Between expert and pro, it's easier to go right in pro, but my clubs are really not allowing for it. I'm going left. Ooh, I really wanted a lot more great than that. Still alright. It's going to be a long chip, though. You don't play? Oh, okay. Yeah, totally different. I barely overpowered that one, and it bounced just in a bad spot, landed just before the bunker. I just don't have the curl to get it to kick right as much as I need it to be safe no matter where it bounces. So, it is what it is. I could possibly full blast overpower with a QB, but I don't want to risk that. Left is easier than that. So, there it is. Oh, I hate these inconsistencies. See that little flicker there? That kind of stuff will ruin your day. Just right again. Running out of time there. Did not help, but that little frickin' spot right where I really wanted to put my ball, that it was making it flicker, did not help me. But it is important to look out for that stuff, because those kind of shots will make or break a shot going in. And if you can figure out that there's that spot there and you need to avoid that spot, it's good to learn that. Ooh, that's tough. That's a tough mistake. That's unfortunate. That hole single-handedly destroyed our round, technically, you know, both times, front and back. So 2 strokes we could have had back. We could be on pace for a potential 26. Which would be a much better tiebreaker than a 24. However, 24 is still not bad. And we learned our lesson, which is huge, because just getting the birdies there in the weekend will be very big to the score. See, like I said, it's hard for me because I can go right with ease on my other accounts. So it's just one of those things. It's like, man, I really want to because I like the right play so much more when it comes to the second shot. But a second shot from the fairway will be better than a second shot from that bunker every time. So that's what we're going to do. .424. Boom, nice, very nice. Ace on 7 is very nice. What do you mean how many make the weekend round? In the bracket, 50. If you're talking players, I have no freaking idea. There's like hundreds of rookie and pro brackets, dozens, if not hundreds of experts, and, you know, like by the weekend, there's like 7 brackets of Masters, I think. See, now this time we need the overpower. Not much, though. Hopefully that grate doesn't kill us. Get out. Not what we want, but like I said, that is better than bunker all day, every day. You know, Tim. I've had a couple bad holes, a couple great holes, so we're breaking out pretty even. If we can get this, we'll be 24. It's a tough if we can get this, especially with this kind of crap. I hate ball flicker. That's crappy. In reality, you don't. The Masters people can figure it out because there's only so many people. So between people sharing who's in whose bracket, they can figure it out. All the other divisions, you can't really figure it out. You can just kind of take a guess based off of how many people play the game and all that stuff. So minus 23, pretty disappointed with it with all the good shots we've had. It'll certainly get us through, which is the most important thing. Hopefully we can at least get that 25. I really feel like I can pull a 27, 28 on this course, though. So a 23 is pretty disappointing for myself. But I do appreciate y'all coming in. If you wouldn't mind, I'd love it if you hit that thumbs up. And hopefully we'll see you in the next one. I don't believe there's anybody else coming on tonight, but stay tuned just in case. 19th hole, we'll let you know. Till then, good luck on your rounds. See you next time.